Good morning. It is Thursday morning and it is 10 o'clock. The CEO of the Barrie Food Bank is there till 11.
It's really not surprising that Ken would choose to go at a time when the CEO would be there, because Ken has no humility, which means that he wants the photo ops, essentially, because he feels that he is so important and that he's such a local celebrity that his donation is more important than any average Jane or John Doe.
So it'll take us about half an hour to get up there. But I got the check all written out, and it is for $650.
The infamous check that we never see the amount on, because Ken blurred out all the information on the check and the receipt from any of the video or images that he put on social media or YouTube. Ken isn't transparent, and that's one of the arguments that many in the KDCC have had. But apparently that makes us hateful and non-charitable people. The fact that we're asking for something that should not be an issue to begin with. Ken should want to be transparent for something like that. But apparently that is just not something Ken is willing to do. So he incites his fans to say that we're just being haters and non-charitable and giving him grief for doing some good. That's not what we're doing. Ken doesn't understand the situation.
And that is going straight to the food bank. So thank you to every single person that came by the live stream last Saturday to help donate. We raised $1,200, just under $1,200, but I've rounded it up to $1,200. $650 is going to the food bank. I was originally only going to give them $5, but because of your generosity, we upped it to $650, which leaves us $550 left, which is going to go towards the Tickled Toad to buy lunches for the frontline workers.
When Ken announced that he was going to be doing this charity stream, he said that he was putting up $500 of his own money and that he would match essentially that, sorry, let me rephrase that. He said that he would match up to $500 of his own money with donations that he received for the food bank. So basically he was figuring that they might get about $1,000 to donate. The funny thing is, him saying that he was only originally going to give $500 to the food bank means that he was going to give half to Paul. And that just doesn't really sit right with me, that he's essentially giving money that was donated for the food bank, in my opinion, to Paul to help his buddy, who is likely getting help through some of the programs set up by the federal and provincial government as far as people with businesses go. I'm not fully versed on what exactly those things entail, but I know that they've been doing the best that they can to help small businesses. And honestly, I don't really feel that Paul is in as desperate need as, say, someone that has to rely on a food bank for meals. However, in the second half of this video, the thing that really doesn't make much sense to me is why all of a sudden is Ken donating $700 on top of the supposedly $650 that he had already given to the food bank. Where did that extra $150 come from if he only gave $550 to Paul initially? That is suspicious and a little fishy to me, because I haven't heard anything that explains that. I mean, I haven't watched the $700 donation vlog video at this point in time, so maybe it's explaining that, and this point will be somewhat, I guess, debunked. But yeah, right now it's just very, very fishy.
If the frontline workers, let's say only like 15 people get the lunches and it only comes out to $350, then $200 is going to go back to the Barrie Food Bank, or we'll find another cause or something. So that's how the money is all being divvied up. So yeah, let's head up to Barrie and give the food bank some money and feed some people. Cool?
Ken would know by watching the news, even just a little bit. Early on in the pandemic, places and people were doing things for the frontline workers at hospitals, long-term care homes, or nursing homes, as some people might know them as, and other individuals that work in that sort of capacity. The problem is, many of those people, while not rich, they have a decent, livable wage. Many of them said that they didn't, as much as they liked the thought behind it, they felt that people should be doing things for the less fortunate, for the people that don't have the same level of income, that have to rely on things like food banks or soup kitchens or anything of that nature. They said, help those people. Feed those people. Ken should have just donated the entire amount to the food bank to begin with. It would have done so much more good than buying one lunch or one meal from his friend's restaurant at retail cost to give to some workers. I'm not saying that the thought wasn't nice, but as I said, many workers in that capacity have said, help out those who really need it more.
Let's go.
As usual, I've cut out the driving montage of the, as KDRC puts it, the Ken Domik music service. But I left in this part of Ken driving around, filming while holding his camera, so distracted driving as usual.
Made it to the Barrie Food Bank.
Ken, I want to know honestly if you're ever going to stop holding your camera to film your B-roll footage for your videos while you are driving around and thus endangering other people or pedestrians for your distracted driving. Just curious.
Just gonna go in there, hand the check over, take a picture, post it on the social media, and then we're out of here.
The ever humble Ken Domik can never do anything without making it into some sort of spectacle of himself to show just how generous a person he is. People that don't have to go out of their way to show what they've done to help somebody in need are the people that are true heroes. Ken is just someone that likes to be in the spotlight.
Let's do it. Definitely have to put the mask on. 100%. My coffee is super hot still, which is great. I use the Yeti, and it is awesome. thermos or insulated cup.
Really not sure why Ken really had to share about his overpriced Yeti cup. Who really gives a crap about him having super hot coffee still in his car? I mean, you know, if anyone cares, he probably paid around $40 for that Yeti cup. I have an Ozark Trail insulated cup that was $5 at Walmart. YouTube videos people did comparing the various cups, including these two, showed that the Ozark Trail one worked just as well. Like I said, Ken and his whole status symbol nonsense. That's what he sees all these name brand things as.
It keeps your coffee super hot. All right, let's go in there and hand the check over. All right, all done. That felt good. They appreciate the money from all the people that donated. I told them we'll try and do it again, maybe around maybe Easter.
I guess Ken is trying to up the ante on his charitable donations for tax write-off purposes. Probably because he figures if his income level is going up, then he might hit a higher tax bracket. And Ken Domik does not want that.
If you guys think we should do it earlier, let me know in the comments below. If you want to do this more often, or at those specific times of the year, Thanksgiving, Canadian Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, maybe sometime in the summertime, I don't know. Like I said, I'd like to know from you guys what you guys think, what you guys want, what you think we all can do together to help people in need.
But Ken, why does it have to be something that you spearhead? Why can't it simply just be a matter of, hey guys, here's the link to the Barrie Food Bank that has a donation page that's secure and the money goes directly to the food bank. There's no middleman, aka Ken Domik in this instance, that is doing this. Because, as we've seen, you don't like to be transparent about things. And, again, this is a transparency issue. It's a trust issue. Can you have issues of coming off as somebody that can be trusted? You've said and done things that are completely at opposite ends, and that's why people like myself make a questionable critique or reaction to these sorts of things that you put on.
Again, I love helping out the food bank here in Barrie. It's a lot of fun knowing that the food's going to people that can't feed themselves.
Ken, can you elaborate on what exactly makes this a lot of fun? People that rely on a food bank because they can't afford food is not really a fun experience. People don't line up at the food bank saying, gee willikers, this is going to be such a fun day. We're going to get some food. It's going to be so much fun to go shopping. That's not how this works, Ken. Many people that use the food bank are embarrassed to be there. So many people won't use the food bank and will go hungry because they feel too embarrassed to go and get charity from a food bank. So for you to sit there and say that it's fun for you is just the most asinine thing that you can say.
They're not taking any food donations at all. They do have a lot of food in there, but they're trying to only accept money donations. So once again, if you're interested in giving Barrie Food Bank some money, the link will be in the description of this video, or you can just look it up online. The Barrie Food Bank, I think it's like barriefoodbank.org. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but I'll definitely put the link in there if you want to directly give them money.
See, you just gave people the link to go and said to your followers, hey, if you want to give the food bank money directly, go here. Why can't you do that all the time? You don't have to collect money, Ken. You know you don't. But you do it because you want the tax write-off. Don't say that you don't, because it is crystal clear. You make money such a huge part of your channel. You've said in the past that this is a business and that it's a gravy train for you and that you're making videos for money, not because you enjoy it, for money. You came to my video premiere on your KBD Games TV account because I guess you were too scared to do it on your main channel account. And you said you said two things before my moderator gave you a timeout, which is fine. My moderator made a judgment call, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Although I wouldn't have timed you out because I would have loved to have seen what other nonsense you would have spouted at me. But your two comments were both about monetization of my channel. That's what really struck me but didn't surprise me. That you would come on and say, well, you're not monetized. So I'm not monetized. Does that make it any less effective? I don't think so. I think everything I said is actually much more potent because I'm not doing it to make money. I'm doing it to point out just how hypocritical and how much bullshit you put out into the world.
So I think I'm just gonna cruise around Barrie because I think I need to do some type of a food review because it's Thursday. I want to do the food review today. If I can put it up to that would be even better. But Paul and I are going to go and do the 99 steps through the there's a valley near Paul, and they call it the 99 steps because there's 99 steps going down into a valley, and hockey players used to train there. And I'm not sure what hockey players train there, but whether local or NHL, I don't know. All right, I gotta put my seatbelt on and let's go find something to eat. Just finished shooting a video at Red Lobster. This was totally unexpected.
Oh, Ken. It was totally unexpected, eh? So, you saying this only moments before in the video makes it totally unexpected?
Flashback.
So I think I'm just gonna cruise around Barrie because I think I need to do some type of a food review because it's Thursday. I want to do the food review today. If I can put it up to that would be even better. I gotta put my seatbelt on and let's go find something to eat.
End of flashback.
And I'm like, yeah, I think I'm going to do Red Lobster. And then I looked on the menu and they had lobster tacos. And I've never had lobster tacos before. And I thought that would do really well on my channel, get a lot of views and make a lot of people hungry, which is that's my job, making people hungry.
Wait, your job is to make people hungry? I don't think you're doing a very good job of that, Ken. Most people seem to have the opposite effect after watching you gorge yourself on food on your channel. But the other funny thing is, if that's your job, then what about the money? Like you said, YouTube is a gravy train, and, you know, we all know that the money aspect is why you do your videos. You can try and sugarcoat it any way you like, but you've made that abundantly clear year after year.
And so I went in there, and she's like, we don't have it. And it's just like I did my whole opener, walked in, like the whole video is good to go until I found out they took that off the menu, which is unfortunate. Actually, it's not unfortunate in the situation that because they have a limited menu, I was forced to try other things. And on their menu, they had a brand new item. It was called the Nashville Hot Chicken Sandwich, and it was pretty good. I totally recommend that if you guys are interested.
You hear that, everybody? Kitten says that he totally recommends an okay Nashville Hot Chicken Sandwich that he got at Red Lobster. You know, everybody goes to Red Lobster because they want to get themselves some fucking chicken. They wouldn't go to Red Lobster to, I don't know, get lobster or some form of seafood. I mean, you don't go to a steakhouse and get yourself a nice big steak, right? You totally go to a steakhouse and get yourself a nice salad. Or you go to, in Canada, Swiss Chalet, and you get yourself some roast beef. Yeah, because they brought that on their menu for a while and then took it away. Because people definitely don't go to Swiss Chalet for the rotisserie chicken. Like, Ken needs to give his head a shake. Because this is, you know, tantamount to someone going into a fried chicken place and looking for, like, a fucking pork chop or something like that. Like, you don't do that. You don't go to Red Lobster to get the damn frozen chicken. Because that's what that was. A frozen breaded chicken patty that was slapped on a bun. And that Ken said was pretty good, but, you know, Ken really fucking loved it.
The other thing, too, is apparently Monday, they are going to be possibly going into red zone. Barrie and Muskoka area is just going to go into, like, lockdown, kind of, for restaurants. So no more dining in the restaurant. So if you really love Red Lobster, you live in the Barrie area, and you like to sit in the restaurant and eat your meal, you have to do it either today, which is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, because Monday you won't be able to, but you can still order food online and they'll deliver it to your house. Another thing I like to recommend to everybody, and a lot of other people are recommending this, if you can do curbside, the restaurants make more money if you go pick it up yourself. So if you have the gas and you have the time, you know, order it online and they'll tell you when to come and pick it up, and then go and pick it up. You know, all these services that deliver it to you, unless they offer their own free delivery, if they have their own free delivery, use their free delivery, tip the driver heavily, and we'll keep all these businesses in check, or at least keep them surviving.
Well, there's quite a few things to break down in that little wonderful garbage that Ken puked out of his mouth or his brain. Firstly, again, this is a video that he did in December, prior to the holidays. And that's when Ontario was basically getting set up for a total provincial lockdown. So Ken was saying, if you want to eat in the restaurant, go this day, this day, this day, this day, because you won't be able to afterwards. So he was basically preaching, go out and eat. It's perfectly fine to eat in a restaurant. Who the fuck cares about COVID? Like, that's basically what he was saying with that. Then he goes on to the fact that delivery is an option. Before he's said in other videos, yeah, use delivery services. Use Uber Eats and or DoorDash or Skip the Dishes or whatever services in your area. Okay, so you're telling people on your channel to use delivery services. Then you're saying, well, no, try and do curbside and pick it up yourself because the restaurant's going to make more. Which is kind of noble and sort of right. But then immediately after you said that in your video, you said, or if a delivery service offers free delivery, then use it and tip the driver heavily. Ken, you realize that the drivers don't work for Red Lobster or any of these establishments. So, yes, tipping the drivers is good. I agree with that. But the restaurant doesn't benefit. So you basically just contradicted yourself by saying, do curbside. But if Uber or something like that's offering free delivery, then totally use that. Now, when it comes to whether or not a restaurant would make more or less based on curbside versus Uber Eats as an example, yes, Uber Eats charges like a 30% rate to the restaurant. Many restaurants, though, raise the prices of their menu items to compensate for that. So some will raise it 30% above what they would charge customers that came to eat in or ordered from them directly. But some don't do a full 30%. So yes, they might make less than that. But again, what you said is so contradictory. And again, it just goes as further proof of my claim that half the time you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Anyway, had a great meal, and again, they were a bit late giving me my food. In their mind, they were a bit late. I think she said, oh, it'll be right out. And then, like, I don't know, 10 minutes later, she came out with the bag, and she's like, I'm so sorry it took longer. So we gave you a couple extra biscuits, a bottle of Coke, and vanilla bean cheesecake. And guys, if you've ever been to Red Lobster...
Well, gee willikers, Ken. You making all these claims about we gotta do whatever we can to make sure these businesses stay operational during these tough economic times for them because of the pandemic. But yet, because in, any other normal time, they took a little longer with an order. I guess to appease you, they gave you some freebie things. You realize that bottle of Coke and those extra biscuits and that piece of cheesecake, that comes out of their bottom line. So you taking it for free just shows that you don't really mean what you say about trying to do whatever possible for these businesses. You could have said, no. It was perfectly fine, the extra 5 or 10 minute wait time and that. Perfectly fine. I get it. Here, let me pay for those items. Nope. Ken would never do that because he hears the word free and he just takes it and runs. Like, So this is sort of similar to like you talking on your live streams about how you want to do this or that or a mukbang or mukbang or whatever for your live stream, and you're like, yeah, really get some sort of local restaurant to facilitate it. And by facilitate it, which is the word that I use because that's not in your vocabulary, you mean that you want them to cover all the food costs and give you the food for free, rather than you, who makes like over $100,000 a year from sitting on your ass in your car eating fast food for a living. You could easily afford to pay for it. You just don't want to fucking do that because that would mean less money for you to go buy a bunch of shit that you don't need to try and raise your status symbol, to make it look like you're some sort of successful celebrity on the internet. Like, yeah, Ken, keep living the dream. Maybe one day you'll get that Lamborghini.
And you saw that vanilla bean cheesecake on the dessert menu and you ordered other things. The vanilla bean cheesecake is like in my head, I have a head rush right now because it was so good and decadent, and I loved every single bite of that cheesecake. So next time you're at Red Lobster, try it. And if you like cheesecake, you would love this. It was like eating heaven. It was so good. All right, so we got to get home, get all this stuff out of the car, clean up, start uploading stuff to the computer, and then we're driving down to meet up with Paul, and we're going to be going and doing the 99 steps and trying to work off all this food I just ate, which is probably well over 2,000 calories, the amount of food I ate, for sure, over 2 grand. Yeah, so I gotta haven't eaten anything all day today, so that's my dinner. That's my food for the whole day.
So, yet another instance of Ken being hypocritical of himself. Whenever he talks about his fasting to people, especially on live streams, he says, now when you do your 22-hour fast and blah, 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 make sure that when you break your fast, you do it with lean protein. Well, Ken, what you ate today was clearly not lean protein. You ate garbage food and tons of carbs and sugar. Yeah, that's totally good food to break a fast with. You just said that you hadn't eaten all day. So, I'm just saying and reacting to exactly what you said. You made no mention of breaking your fast prior to this. You said you hadn't eaten all day, and then you ate like over 2,000 calories. Then you're like, well, let's go work that off. But then in another video, you said that for walking for an hour, you only burn like 300 calories. Well, yeah, that looks like you've really, really, really have worked off that food. But I mean, look at you sitting there in your car. You have a nice rotund gut coming back. Your neck is filling in quite nicely again. You know, your neck and your chins. So I mean, if you're going for that look again, you are fluffing up quite nicely again. So I'm just not seeing this so-called weight loss that you keep saying that you're doing this fasting for, because you aren't losing weight, you're regaining weight. That's what you're doing. And to say that you are doing anything but that would be an absolute lie, because you just took a week off from doing your food videos because you said that you had to do something because you were putting weight back on.
All right, let's go see Paul. All right, made it to the 99 steps. There's Paulo. Limited parking. Greenbelt route. Hey, Paul. Say hello.
Hello.
So Ken literally had just gotten out of his vehicle, walked maybe like, what, 30 feet over to Paul? But during that entire time, you could hear that he was heavily breathing, that he was already out of breath. Now, if that is not clear evidence of an issue with Ken's health, then I don't know what else is. I've said for a while now that his poor diet, especially with the overconsumption of sodium, is one reason why he would get out of breath so easily. But Ken doesn't listen to logic because Ken doesn't understand human biology and anatomy and how the body actually works. He just thinks that after watching a couple YouTube videos that, oh yeah, he's a guru now when it comes to how to go about losing weight safely and properly.
Well, made it back to the car. Look at that beautiful sunset behind us, Paul. What'd you think of the?
It was awesome.
It was a good walk.
Yeah.
Look at Ken, so out of breath. Paul standing next to him and did the exact same amount of exercise, and he seems pretty fine. I didn't really notice any excessive breathing from Paul. It's also funny how, as they continue on looking over their statistics on their watch, you know, Paul was like, how many steps did you do? And, you know, Ken was like, well, I was sitting in my car all day. You were at the Tickled Toad, so yeah, you're going to have more steps, because Paul had like 2,000 more steps than Ken did. But yeah, see, Ken earlier last year wanted to do the 10,000 steps challenge. Yeah, he failed that pretty damn miserably. I think the best he ever did was like 5 days in a row. And again, who's to say that he actually did it? But we also got a pretty nice shot of Ken's rather bulbous head. As you can see, he's filling in quite nicely again.
What's our watch say?
Oh shoot, I didn't turn it off yet.
So we did 77 minutes, almost 78 minutes, almost 400 calories. That's I don't know. I'll have to shut that off. So today,
So I did 10,565 steps.
yeah, because you're at the Tickled Toad. I was sitting in my car most of the day, so I only did 8,300 steps, which is still a pretty good
61 flights of stairs.
day. Nice.
Ken's mouth says nice, but his eyes, when he was looking at the camera, said, Paul, shut the fuck up. You're making me look lazy. Well, I mean, you make yourself look lazy. Paul busts his ass because he runs an actual business, and Ken just sits on his ass and fills it with food for a living. So you tell me.
And 7.41 kilometers.
So you're going up and down today at the Tickled Toad.
I always do.
Yeah. All that stuff's in the basement. Anyway.
Well, this concludes the first of the two Barrie Food Bank and meals for frontline worker vlogs that Ken did. So let's continue on to the second portion of our video.
We'll see you guys in the next vlog. See you later, Paul.
Ciao.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're headed up to Barrie to the food bank to give the rest of the money that we raised to the food bank. I'm gonna go to the bank, get cash, and just give them cash, and be done with that, because Paul's restaurant is going to be probably closed for the next 2 to 3 weeks, and I just want to kind of just give the rest of the money to the food bank, and then we'll possibly in February we'll do another fundraiser, and we'll raise money for frontline workers, and we'll kind of give the Tickled Toad a kind of a jump start, and we'll buy a bunch of lunches for a bunch of awesome hardworking frontline workers, and that's what we'll do.
I just want to firstly preface that I don't really have an issue with Paul. To me, he seems like a pretty decent guy. I just sort of question the person that he is friends with, and the fact that when they're together, perhaps Paul changes how he would treat others. The best example I can give is that video where we saw them together, and that elderly gentleman backed his van into a pickup truck and ended up breaking one of his taillights. I'm sure if Paul was by himself, he may have actually done something to help, or, tell the chap to stop and direct him back. But because he was with Ken, that didn't happen, because he would have realized that Ken wanted to grab this as a moment for one of his vlog videos. However, Ken saying give the Tickled Toad a jump start, you don't do that by getting people to donate money for a cause to help your friend out like that. Like, that's kind of disingenuous, because I'm pretty sure that Paul was set up and had savings and whatever. I don't know for certain, but I just think that this is wrong. I think that if you're going to do anything, you drive people to donate to the food bank directly. You don't hold these stupid events so that you can do the tax write-off. Just another voiceover of a fast-forward clip of Ken just driving around, being reckless as usual, as he's holding his camera in one hand for many parts of getting extra footage, talking about how awesome everyone is for raising $700, although he still didn't explain why he's donating $700 when he only gave Paul $550, supposedly.
All right, money is off. The money is going to a good cause, thanks to you guys. I really appreciate it. Hopefully we can do another fundraiser in February. I think it's going to be like the foodie fundraiser, February foodie fundraiser. I'm not sure.
Well, Ken, if you're going for alliteration, then how about the February foodie fraud? Because that's basically what this tends to be. You pretend that you are so overjoyed about giving money to charity, but it's just a tax scam for you. You take the money that others donate, you claim it as income rather than a gift or donation, and then you go and you donate it so that you get the tax receipt. Don't say otherwise. That's exactly what it is. So I think you should call it February foodie fraud. That sounds more appropriate to me.
I had a whole bunch of ideas, but there's really long titles. So February foodie fundraiser for frontline workers through the Tickled Toad. So the next fundraiser, like all the money, I'll probably donate another $500, and we can see if you guys. I'll raise up to $500. I will donate up to $500, and hopefully you guys go above and beyond again, and we'll buy as many frontline workers lunch as we can, and it'll be awesome. Good times.
Ken, if you want to donate $500 of your money to your buddy Paul when his business is back open again, that's your call, because it's your money to do with as you please. Pardon me. But to ask your viewers and members to donate upwards of $500 again so that you can once again do another tax write-off, and do it for people that have said that they would rather see people giving to the less fortunate rather than giving them one meal, is wrong. The fact that you think that it's fun again just shows that you don't really take this seriously. Give the money, or have your subscribers directly give money to the food bank. Don't be a middleman yet again so that you can get a tax write-off.
All right, so right now I'm gonna go for a walk, and then we'll head home. Oh, I've got my Christmas tree in the back. It's dead. We've had it for many, many, many years. The whole bottom row of fake tree limbs are all falling off, and they're broken, and it's just over time it gets destroyed. So that's gonna go to the dump. I don't have time today because I have to do a live show at 4 for the big channel, and yeah, for the members only every Wednesday. If you ever want to become a part of that, that'd be great. Every Wednesday between 4 and 5 is a scheduled members only live chat with me, and we just hang out, talk about food or whatever is going on. We've done many, many different topics. One of them was even the Waffle House, and that made me super hungry. All right.
Many topics? Are you high, Ken? You've got to be high to say that. You try and bring up other topics, but half the time your members don't bother to give topic suggestions. You might get 1 or 2 if you're lucky. Half the time, or the majority of the time, it's just you reading back all the messages of who said what in the chat. And nah, I don't want to answer that question if someone asks you something. Or talking about your fasting or how you're losing weight when you really aren't. That's basically what a live show is. For $5 a month, I guess 4 times during your monthly subscription, you can go and listen to Ken read comments of people kissing his ass and him telling you how much weight he's lost, even though he hasn't been losing weight, and how fasting is the miracle cure. One good thing I'll say about Ken's 360 camera is we get great shots like this that show just how fat he's getting again. How fluffy he's getting. Like, who really wants to see that? Like, look at his gut in that shot there.
This should take me right to my car. Again, I couldn't park in the main parking lot, so I'm thinking that's over there. Let's see if my spatial awareness is working today. I was right.
I can't exactly fault Ken for smiling about that, because that has to be a very rare instance for Ken Domik to actually be right about something. Granted, this was just about going in one direction to get to his vehicle.
There's my car. All right, let's get going home. Start our live show. Tap the feet. So, I shot with that camera, which is the Sony FDR X3000. I shot 60 frames a second in HD with this camera, and then I also did the 360 camera. So let me know in the comments below what footage I used each one. It'd be interesting to know. You'll probably be able to tell what the drone footage is, but nothing else.
Man, that's pretty courageous of Ken to basically say that his viewers would be too stupid to see the difference between various shots. I mean, as a guy that is very video centric, I can see the difference of when Ken's using one of his cameras and when he's using one of his, or not one of, but his iPhone. You can tell the difference. Whether it's because the actual footage or picture is slightly different, or even in the audio, because the microphone in a phone and a camera picks up audio differently. But at any rate, we didn't really get any questions answered by this. I still don't know why $700 was donated in the second half of this video, when it should have only been $550 that he gave to Paul. Why, Ken, was it $700? Does that mean that you gave Paul more money that was donated than you gave to the food bank? Because if so, then that's rather gross, to put it bluntly. Because you said that the main reason that you were doing this was for the food bank. So for you to give more money to your friend Paul and then not be transparent about it, that just proves my argument of why you should not be doing these things. You haven't shown us how much was actually collected with screenshots showing that this is how much came into your PayPal and this is how much came into the super chats. So that right off the bat already raised questions. But yeah, it's nice that you finally gave that money to the food bank in the end, because Paul's restaurant was closed. But the fact that you're going to do another fundraiser specifically for helping Paul is just pointless. As I said, if you want to give your own money to your buddy to help him out, good. That's your call. It's your money to do with as you please. But to ask other people to give up their hard-earned money to fund your buddy, that's wrong. Because your buddy lives better than probably many of the people that watch you. Like, that's the thing that I just don't get. Plus the fact that frontline workers have already said, help out the less fortunate. They need it more than we need a free meal. Because, plus, many corporations are already doing stuff like that. Giving them discounts or free food or whatever. So, you might as well just stick with the food bank, but ask your viewers to do it directly. Don't just give Ken Domik the money so that he can write it off on his taxes so that it helps him in the long run. Because that's why Ken does this. Because it helps him. If it didn't help him in some way, he wouldn't do it. Like hell, we saw when he gives blood, he takes extra food. He took, a couple packets of cookies and chips and whatever juice or whatever it was. He didn't need to take more than one item, but he does because he sees a table of free shit, and Ken thinks, well, I'm going to just take whatever I want because I deserve it, because I gave blood or I donated money. But at any rate, this video was longer than I expected, Because as I said, we found out absolutely nothing. It was like very minimal footage in either blog of Ken actually doing what the blog was titled. Most of it was him going and making it look like he's physically active when he, does like an hour of walking once a week. Big fucking deal. Before I end things off for this video, I thought that we'd take a little look at a few still frames from Ken's 360 camera of him using the selfie stick that comes with it to shoot himself walking in various ways. Not sure why he decided to shoot that footage and use it, because really all it does is shows off how rotund he is getting around his midsection and up in the neck. There is a shot where he's not even using the 360 camera, and he set up his camera so that he could walk past it. And just look at it. Like, look at how far his gut is now sticking out again. If he's losing weight, then I'm a monkey's uncle. At any rate, this has been another Ken Domik dissemination expose. But until next time, KDDE out.